This is the Emergency Medical Minute, sponsored by Mile High Ambulance. The Emergency Medical Minute is excited to announce that we are now offering AMA PRA Category 1 credits. This is accessible through our online course modules that can be accessed at www.emergencymedicalminute.org/CME-courses, or simply by clicking on the link in our show notes and creating an account.
All right, so here is the tale. Dropsy, Salvador Dali, and Foxglove. So it's now spring, so you should be starting your gardening season. Foxglove, has anyone ever planted foxglove? Yeah, so foxglove, kind of a nice flower. It has this like long green stem, little purple like trumpet things that hang upside down. It's biennial, so I warn you, if you plant it this year, it won't flower this year, it'll flower next year. So what does foxglove have to do with anything? Well, it has to do with dropsy. And what is dropsy? Anyone know what dropsy is? It's like an old term from like the 1800s. No one's heard of dropsy? Oh my gosh. So dropsy is like when you have congestive heart failure, like swelling of the limbs, shortness of breath. And they used to call it the dropsy. And then early in England, they made potions using the leaves from foxglove to treat dropsy. And in 1775, this guy, William Withering, actually he was the one who first started doing it, and they isolated the cardiac glycoside in 1875. Anyway, that's not important. The important thing is the foxglove has this stuff that is like a digitalis, digoxin. And so what that does is it inhibits one of the ion exchange things between potassium and sodium. So that in turn brings a little bit more calcium into your cell, and that in turn makes the troponin C more active, and that in turn makes your heart pump harder, and that in turn gets rid of the dropsy. So they used to make a potion of the foxglove leaves, drink this foxglove tea, get rid of the dropsy. It also has some effects where it brings down the heart rate a little bit. So you might have had people in AFib back in the day were treated with digoxin to bring down the heart rate. So heart rate control and increasing cardiac pump. So we talked about foxglove and dropsy. Oh, next is Salvador Dali. Who knows who Salvador Dali is? Yeah, painter. So he was this abstract painter who had these really trippy paintings with goofy dreams where you'd be like on the planet Mars with like a bird flying by. And anyway, they're kind of goofy and trippy. And he had a mustache like this. It was a very fancy mustache. And if you look at an EKG on someone who is on digitalis, the EKG looks like a Salvador Dali mustache. So, where am I going with this? I had a patient the other day who had a overdose, and she was looking online for what to overdose on, and she decided upon foxglove. You have too much foxglove, it's just like having too much digoxin, and if you get an EKG, it looks like Salvador Dali's mustache. You can pass both of these around. And the treatment, well, first of all, you can have any sort of rhythm problem. So with high digoxin levels, you can get PVCs, you can get first degree, second degree, or even complete heart blocks. You can get slow heart rhythms. So if it's really bad, you can treat them with digibind. Hers actually wasn't that bad. I talked to toxicology. They still wanted to do digibind. But anyway, treatment is now fairly easy with digibind. You just have to recognize the EKG has this sort of classic appearance. That is my tale of foxglove, Salvador Dali, and dropsy.
We'd like to thank our sponsor, Health One Continental Division, and Swedish Medical Center for their financial contributions to the EMM. Donations from them and listeners like you make it possible for us to fulfill our mission of producing and spreading free medical education to the masses. If you enjoy our show, please consider making a one-time or recurring donation to help cover our operational costs and keep the EMM awesome. Click on the link in our show notes to make a donation. Thank you for listening.